All right, well, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house, His body too, are naturally alive, man. And I want to get into this, man, because, I was on my way to my work today on my second job, man. It is too. That's why your house shall really said, man, and it's really like, when it's so beautiful, man, when the word plays out, man, because that's why even like on the natural tip, of course, see how Shaw's talking about the actual children, but he's talking about anybody, honestly, like from turn from repentance, because like we're like children to the Most High, in how Shaw, man, his people, more importantly, his sons and daughters as well. But uh, um, yeah, because it was like that's why we got trained up, and also too we got to train up our children in the fear of the Most High Yahushua, man. Like I mean, because it was this little young sister, man. She was very funny, but it was just so beautiful to hear. I was like, wow, the questions that she was asking, because she was with her grandmother, I assume, and I was just kind of overhearing, like I was kind of reading and looking at something on my phone, and I was overhearing her, man. So, but let's get into this, man. Let's go Proverbs. I'm gonna hit Joel real quick, and man, like and also too not to offend the little ones and not to forbid them not, man. But let's get this part. And really, the most important thing we can pass down to younger generation, our children, man. If you brothers and sisters have children, man, it's really the word of the Most High House, the fear of the Most High House, man. Honestly, I mean, I know our people a lot of times talk about generational wealth and this and that. The only like the most important listen, man, like what your house, because I was thinking about that yesterday too. Kind of like what your house I said, like the poor will always be among you, man. Well, listen, most of our people didn't know about financial, like finances and like generational wealth, and like they are experts in that in the finance and the commerce, like endeavor, man. So that's is what it is, man. But and there's nothing wrong with that, honestly, because the word even talks about stuff like that, like giving down inheritances and stuff like that. But honestly, the most thing we could pass down is like really the wealth that we can is the riches of the kingdom, man. Honestly, in the wealth and the faith of the Most High House, man, and it's wisdom. That's why I said wisdom, but like desire before rubies or before treasure or before gold, man. Like honestly, but let's get this Proverbs and go hit Joel real quick. It says, train up a child in the way that he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. Yeah, man. Let's get Joel chapter 1 real quick, man, to the point. It says, tell Joel 1 verse 3. It says, tell your children of it. Let your children tell their children and their generation. Yeah, just like Sirach Ecclesiastes 14:8 says, one generation passes and another cometh. Like even Ecclesiastes says that, man. But yeah, man, the younger sister, man, like the little girl, man, she was acting like because it was her and grandma was looking out the window at the bus saying, oh, why she was going down how the church burned down, something like that. They were building a new church, and like and she was asking, why did Jesus die on the cross? Did he really get nailed? She said, oh my gosh, I couldn't do that because I hate them. I don't like those who did that to them. He said, who did that to? And she said, why did they kill Yahushua, kill Jesus? Because her grandma kind of paused. She said because of his teaching. I was like, yeah, of course. And then she asked, like, was Jesus black? And I turned and looked at it because I was kind of right next to him. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, yes, would he, like, Christ was black, Jesus was black. She said, and her what's called see, that's why even here's a balance and nuance to it too. That's why, like it says in Isaiah as well, because for it says seek me in your old age as well, man, because even the grandmother, she said, who killed, like she said, were the people that killed, like, cause what did she the little girl asked was very, it was partially true, her answer too, but but her the little girl, she asked, listen, did the people that killed Jesus, were they white? She was like, yeah, they were, but it's a nuanced thing. But see, that's why, like, coming, like, no, okay, listen, like, okay, let me say this too, because it's nuanced, balanced type of thing. Yeah, man, because of course, like now, like spirit for myself and even other brothers that I heard, like spiritually maturing, we realizing, man, listen, we gotta do what Isaiah 49:5 says. When our people first come in this walk, like lead them back to the Most High house, man. Like but I mean, I get it. If you listen, a lot of times too, that's the Most High house is like. If that's their goal to bring them the conventional way, that's is what it is too. Because I came in with that. But listen, we the people of the book, and like and the law, statutes, commandments, his instruction. But even with that too, because even like even something like that, right? Like our the elder woman, the elder sister, she said, yeah, so-called white people are Edomites, or the Caucasians or white people killed Yahushua. Yes, the Romans, yeah, they partially did as well. But listen, it was but she probably thought that the people that booked the Israelites were so-called white or things of that nature, and that's the thing too. That's why our people kind of come back to the word, honestly. Then all the secular, even the secular information about who we are actually pursuing to scripture is important. That is important to us as well, man. It's not the end all be all, honestly, as well. But I would say it is important though. I ain't gonna dismiss it, but that's not really. But that me spiritually maturing now, that's not the main thing. It's real ultimately about being born of the word and being the son and daughter of the Most High Yahushua, man, and having faith in the Most High Yahushua, and that's what it is, of course. But but not to dismiss that though, man. But that is in this case though, that is important, man, because she doesn't even know. No, it's an important aspect of she wouldn't even know why our people are in the condition that they are, man, because what we did to Yahushua, man, even through our history, our disobedience, but even with that, man, because then it say Matthew 27, let the blood be on our children's hands, man. So she's thinking that these are, because I get it, man, the programming, things of that nature. I mean, pretty sure she was old enough. She probably seen the episode of Good Times where they talked about how Yahushua Christ was black, but probably she wouldn't know that. What you call them, she probably does, or she probably actually I would say she didn't know that just based off her answer that the people who booked the Israelites are our ancestors, our forefathers, and even to this day, or Israelites are so-called black people. So that I say that to say even though we're I kind of reach a level not really going into that anymore like that. Not saying not casting aspersions or anything. I just don't really. It's about the gospel, about the Most High Yahushua, but that's just is what it is. But anyway, yeah, man, that's why Yahushua said, forbid them not, man, because listen, man, the curiosity, that's why even the Most High Yahushua akins us to his people, to women and children. To know how our people operate, man, you have to know how the conduct of women and children, man, because even that's why Yahushua said you had to be as a little child to get into the kingdom, man, because she was curious, she wanted to know, honestly, and she even she said, oh, I can't believe they would do that to him. And I talked to her grandma a little bit. She said, yeah, she's very curious about she's very because even though she was a Christian, they was in the Christian church, but a lot of times too, that's just honestly, I pray that the Most High Yahushua brings them into word into full understanding. But that's really usually a stepping stone for that, man. But that just warm my heart, man, because especially because that's really what our people is missing right now. Honestly, it's really the Most High Yahushua, man. After all the things, that's really the root of everything, man. That's the root of everything, man. Is life, man. That's Most High Yahushua's life. That's why we're seeking death spiritually and just naturally, man. But that's why Christ said, "Forbid them not." Yahushua said, "Forbid them not," man. So let's get this Matthew. That's it, man. I just want to get into this, man, because I was probably going to go into something else today, but I was like, no, let's kind of talk about this, man, because that's just is what it is, so, man. And she asked, why did Yahushua die? Why did Christ die? Because I wanted to say to her, but I was going to say a lot of times, too, because when you speak the truth, sweetie, honestly, that's why I would say, you're going to, Amos says, they hate those that rebuke against the gate, rebuke at the gates, or, even beyond all that, that revelation, which we probably going to go into soon, he was slain before the foundation of the earth, man. So, but that's why, honestly, too, man, that's why, it's a nuanced type of thing, man, because honestly, brothers and sisters in knowledge, man, majority, not all of us, because you got brothers that's going to the gospel to witness the testimony, the new covenant, things of that nature, brothers some of the firstborn brothers Kwame Call, Shalama, Akawar, brother Elijah, man, and other brothers scattered throughout the four corners of the earth as well, in different congregations or churches or camps or whatever that do that, man. But honestly, that do talk about that, honestly. But but a lot of times too in the word, honestly, we just talk about honestly, I mean, I get it for the conventional way, but listen, how were the people to book and his instruction, the law, statutes, and commandments? That's one thing, but that's why we had to lead our people back to the Most High Yahushua, man. Honestly, but on the Christianity side of things, man, we they are like in other aspects in the spiritual fear like Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever, Baptist, Pentecostal. Well, I'm saying focus on Christianity's aspect. Yeah, because it was always about the grace and mercy about Yahushua too, but it's about also too about his judgments as well as his instruction as well. But but the gospel has to be preached, man, no matter where the fractions come from in the spiritual fear, man. So people, the faith of the people get increased, man, because like honestly, like honestly, it's not even to cast aspersion on most of them, because some of those in the Christianity church or in other spiritual fear, like they know it's wrong, they'll teach it. But some of them but like some of them it's kind of half and half. Some of them that's just how they're taught and they're teaching people, man. Because like when you have a young sister like that, or this young brother, young brothers and sisters, or even people for that matter, like that kind of like don't even like know why Yahushua died. That's a problem, man. I mean, of course they would say die for our sins and things like that. Okay, cool, but it's kind of deeper than that, honestly. But I'm not gonna get too mad. Like that's where you have to have compassion to those that are without, because I was once there, even in the worst estate, man. Because that's neither here nor there. I'm pretty sure you brothers and sisters as well. But let's get this Matthew chapter 18 verse 19 verse 14. It says, 19, it says, and Yahushua said, suffer little children and forbid them not. Come up to me, such is the kingdom of heaven. So yeah, exactly, man. So yeah, man, that's why, man. Like gotta train them up, man. So like forbid them not. And especially a young sister like that, man. Very like even brothers and sisters in the Christianity in the Christian church, or Jehovah's Witness, Catholic, Baptist, Pentecostal. I pray that they come to understand it. But man, honestly, man, that's why you gotta raise them up in the fear of the Most High Yahushua, man. That's what, because why? Even a lot of times too, a lot of this young, like yeah, I mean, of course, even each generation, even my generation coming up, but how much even more so now, because I can want me. I was talking about this with my mom last night. Like we talked this now. I can want to be a child or a teenager growing up. Now I couldn't, man. Because a lot of them doing what they do, man, because they're lacking the self, being self-defined, man. And honestly, when you raise in the fear of the Most High Yahushua, when you have as long as you striving for being accepted by the Most High Yahushua, this is for anybody, man. You could that's where the self-defined, and also too being self-defined, that's where that kicks in, man. So that's the ultimate thing too. We need to be raising up and of course even wisdom in life, but raising up our children is the fear of the Most High Yahushua, man. So yeah, man, hopefully it's edifying. I can't believe I dropped that. Yeah, man, so peace.